almost dropped my laptop. Goodness. Goodness. I don't know if I want to do two. I think I'm just going to do one side. Hello, everyone. Waiting for everybody to get in here and join in. I hope all is well with you today. I'm going to get my shares out. 1 second. But I hope all is well with everyone. Today we're going to be talking about removing toxins from the body. And this is a game changer. Like, we're just going to talk about it because understanding how important removing toxins from your body literally allows you to see the life-changing habits that you could have that could potentially lead to you bettering your lifestyle, understanding how to support your body, and staying away from things like illness and disease. Because a lot of us do not, majority of us, I'm not even gonna say just a lot of us, majority of us do not understand or know how to support our body or how to release toxins, and to do it in a healthy way without tinctures and supplements and without all of these momentary band-aids that society gives us, because that's what diet culture does. It gives us a momentary band-aid that is not going to support us in the long run, that is not going to give us the health that we need. And so, hi everyone, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist. If this is the first time you're seeing me, and I want you to understand how impactful this game-changing tips, strategies, and just, you know, little chit chat talk that we're going to have today, because that's what we do. We chit chat, we talk, we sit here and ask questions if you have any, and just understand how to support our body and how to release toxins and how to give ourselves the nutrients that we need through real actual food, and understanding what the industry is doing to us with the food that we are consuming and the products that we use. And so a lot of us do not realize how toxic these ingredients that we use with the food that we eat and the products that we use are to our body. And these toxins store inside of our fat cells. And since they store inside of our fat cells and we don't know what to do about them because we don't even realize how toxic they are, we sit here and we get sicker and sicker every single time. Well, be safe because you were driving. I'm going to say that, but I'm glad that you are here tuning in, because we have to understand that our body is a healing vessel. And if we are not healing consistently and constantly, that means that we're blocking our healing. There's something that is off with our systems. And so we don't realize that these toxins lead us to inflammation. All of the toxins that we eat from us sitting here eating junk food all the time, us sitting here consuming hot chips, us sitting here consuming different types of products when it comes to these you know, sugary foods, these sugary drinks, all these different things that we like and they taste good and they stimulate our dopamine, and they have terrible ingredients in them, because we have plenty of food that can support us. There are plenty of things that can support us, but it's the terrible habits towards our food that is making us toxic and sick. And we don't even realize that, or we don't even sit there and assess the situation when we develop things like diabetes, when we have obesity problems, when we have issues with weight fluctuation in general, when we have fibroids and cysts. When we sit here and get diagnosed with all these different diseases, we sit there and think that we have to take a prescription because we've been diagnosed with something, and that's a lifetime sentence. When that's not reality, that's not true. It is no lifetime sentence when you get diagnosed with something. There is nothing that is a lifetime sentence if you have cancer. As deadly as cancer is, you have to understand that if you shift your habits and you do it immediately and stop the crap that is poisoning you, you'll start supporting your body's systems and healing, because your body is a healing vessel. And so things like addictive sugars, because sugar is an additive that is addictive. It literally stimulates your brain and throws off your chemical balance to the point where you're addicted to it and you don't even realize. The same way that people are out here addicted to different types of drugs that are out here on the streets, in the markets, and different things like that, because they literally serve you over-the-counter drugs that you can get addicted to. That's the same thing when you go to these shelves and you see that it has added sugars in it that are not natural sugars. It's stimulating you like a drug, and you are addicted to it. You are no different from the people that are sitting there fiending off for medications and prescriptions and different things like that. There's no difference. And so you have to sit there and understand that there is a plot against your health for them to profit. And them are the people that are giving these officials, these titles, these governments, these government officials that profit off of you being sicker. And so you not knowing how to release toxins benefits them. You not knowing how to cleanse and support your body fully benefits them. You not understanding your body's natural design and how it does not crave these sugary drinks, these Sprites, these Dr. Peppers. It does not crave this crap that you're consuming when it comes to these sugary lemonades, these teas, and all this crap that you are consuming. Your body does not naturally crave that. You have thrown off your chemical balance so much to the point where now all your body can do is crave the crap because it doesn't know anything else to crave, because your chemical balance no longer craves fruits and vegetables like it needs to. Your body's sitting there craving dairy every time you get around your cycle, or every single time you are on your cycle, or different times in the month where you're craving dairy. Because I was once there. I was one of those people. Because you have literally trained your body to sit there and think that it has to depend on dairy, and that it's something that is going to support you. And that's the only nutrient that you are giving your body when it comes to you getting strong, healthy bones and you supporting your guts or whatever else that they say. Because there was a whole bunch of lies that they went through and told you about dairy. Not realizing that dairy throws off your gut. It makes you inflamed, which also affects your gut, and it sits there and it feeds different ailments inside of your body, because these animals are sick and they're given antibiotics. These animals have parasites and you sit there and consume that animal. You sit there and don't realize how toxic it is for an animal to eat GMOs, because they're eating GMO corn and GMO soy, and then you're consuming that same animal that eats those GMO crops. GMOs are inflammatory. So you have double, if not triple, inflammation going on in this one product that you are consuming. And you sit there and you do this in multiple different ways to yourself. Let's say that you use body wash that has chemicals. Let's say that you use inflammatory detergents. Let's say that you use all these different things that add on the inflammation, and you wonder why it's hard for you to lose weight. Thank you for the follow. You wonder why it's hard for you to be balanced and to be supported and to be healthy. You wonder how you all of a sudden have heart disease and high blood pressure, and you develop cancer and diabetes and all these different things, because maybe it doesn't run in your family. Maybe you never had any signs or symptoms. But in reality, your habits have been leading you here since the time that you were born, because this is what you've been doing all your life. They were telling you, and they still to this day still do it. A lot of people still do it. They were telling you to sprinkle baby powder, and we were the generation. If you were in my generation of before, we were the generation that loved baby powder. They were telling you to sprinkle baby powder on your child's genitals, and now here we are with class action lawsuits against talc powder because it causes cancer. It causes fibroids and cysts in women. When are you going to realize that your habits are literally filling you with toxins because you're believing these people that profit off of you not realizing? They sit here and poison you on purpose so that they can keep making money off of you, yet you do nothing to understand or even change the habits that you're having, or understanding how these habits are leading you to disease and illness, how they're leading you to cancer. Because at the end of the day, you're still doing what you want to do. You're still living your life. You're fitting in this box of normal of eating meat and dairy, not realizing that meat is literally throwing off your internal systems. Chicken feeds cancer. Beef feeds cancer. All these red meat, whatever, white meat, all of them feed cancer inside of your body because they're inflammatory. There is no question. There is no argument. It may not used to be that way. Because people love to say, well, my grandma used to eat meat. My great-grandmother used to eat meat. They did this, this, and this. What is our situation now currently? How is our society looking right now currently? Yes, your grandmother, my grandmother might have lived to 80 and 90. Maybe she's still alive to this day. She wasn't fed crap all of her life. She had real food. He had real food, because our grandparents are living and thriving because they had food back in the day. They knew how to take care of their body. They understood the whole point of fasting, because fasting was still a thing back then. Let's just get into that. We don't know how to fast. We go a couple of hours without eating, and you're sitting there complaining, oh, I have a headache. I can't do this. You're irritable. You're hangry. No, you're spoiled. And it's okay. It's okay. I was once there. I learned and I changed. I still get to the space of sometimes I get too spoiled and I overconsume. And I still know how to go back and cleanse and reset and release without supplements, without medications, without dietary culture, without any of that crap that they feed you from the programming that they want us to believe in. Because that is not keeping us in a healthy state, nor is it helping our body heal from the things that are going on currently. Because society is getting worse. Chronic illness is going up. And you can look at the statistics and see that. The stats are right there in front of you. The CDC literally came out. And yes, we understand that COVID is over. 2020 is no longer. We're back to normal. But numbers have been getting worse and worse. Nothing has gone back to normal when it comes to numbers. Mental illness is up and chronic illness is up. And since that whole pandemic is over, right? The pandemic is over. Why is chronic illness still going up? Where now it's over, I think it's at 58%, because I know it's over 50. It's at 58%. When originally it used to be down to 40s. How is it already at 58%? And we haven't even been 5 years away from 2020. It's a link. And it's deeper than just you saying that you had COVID or whatever else. What habits do you have that is feeding inflammation? Because that's the only way disease can manifest itself, is through your habits. Disease does not just happen. Illnesses don't just happen. You don't get them inherited from your family members. The only thing you inherit are the terrible habits that they had before that you keep doing continuously. That's what you inherit. The disease is not what you're inheriting. You're inheriting the terrible habits that have caused disease throughout your family. You're feeding the inflammation inside of your body with these toxic foods that you're eating, and that inflammation is consistently leading you to diseases. You have been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years of your life. And then here you are now in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s. Heck, even in your 20s, because people are getting sick earlier and earlier. Insulin resistance, diabetes, fibroids, cysts, infertility issues. You're having low sperm count. You're sitting here dealing with adult acne. You're sitting here dealing with all types of skin rashes. You're dealing with all types of inflammation when it comes to your brain. So you're literally sitting here fatigued, having mental fog. You're sitting here anxious all the time, going through panic attacks and disease, not realizing that this all stems from inflammation, malnourishment, and your terrible habits, because you have a terrible lifestyle that is feeding disease inside of your body. And so you're sitting here and you're like, okay, well, maybe I am inflamed. Maybe I deal with weight fluctuation. I do have symptoms of insulin resistance. Maybe I have already developed diabetes. I have gut issues going on. What am I supposed to do? Because nobody's teaching me how to do these things. There is no doctor to go to. I don't have enough money to be sitting here trying to find a holistic doctor. There are solutions to you. And the one thing that I suggest to you is, one, learn how to effectively reset your body and release the toxins by cleansing without tinctures, without supplements. And then two, educate yourself on how you truly are supposed to eat, because you're not supposed to be sitting here eating to your blood type. You're not supposed to be sitting here eating meat and dairy to support you to get strong bones and to support you to get your protein, because in reality, these things are not going to support you. They haven't been supporting you. Look at how our society is and how sick we are. Meat is feeding inflammation and disease inside of your body. Red meat has literally been linked to all types of cancers. Chicken itself feeds, not only does it feed heart disease and high blood pressure, but it also feeds different types of cancers. You eating processed meat has been linked to, I can't even list off the top of my head how many cancers it's been linked to, but I know for sure fibroids, cysts, thyroids, all the fertility issues in general, all of that has been linked to meat. And yet you keep sitting here thinking that meat is supporting you because it gives you protein. There are plenty of different plant-based proteins out here. There are plenty of plant-based nutrients out here. You will not be malnourished in this lifestyle. I promise you. If you want better and healing for yourself, if you want a lifestyle of supporting your body, you can get that for yourself without you having to take supplements, without you having to get prescriptions, without you having to go back and forth to the doctor, because at the end of the day, you need your insulin. You need your high blood pressure medicine. You have to take this. You don't need that crap. If you've been taking it for years on end, I'm not saying to stop today and think that you're going to heal yourself. But what I am saying is, don't take that and use that for the rest of your life because you think it's a life sentence. Learn how to support your body to get back to healing so that you can wean yourself off the medication. So you can wean yourself off the supplement that you have to take because you need your B12, you need your fish oil, or whatever else that your doctor has told you to start taking and supplementing. There are so many natural ways to heal your body. And there are so many different ways to keep your body in a healthy state without diet culture, without you sitting here using their my plates and their food pyramids and believing their programming that they have told you. Because these are the same people that are programming you to believe that GMOs are safe for you to consume, that plastic is okay for people to eat because they're literally making edible plastic. And if you have been fed these lies, and you have fed into them and you believe that it's okay for you to eat GMOs, I want to break it down to you. GMOs are toxic to your body. They literally stimulate a cell that replicates inside of your own body, in your own cells, outside of how cancer cells replicate themselves. That literally stimulates and feeds cancer more than it already is fed on a normal basis with you eating the toxins that you eat. And that's not me just speaking. It's literal fact. It's scientific articles on it, how they're doing more research into GMOs because they're getting more prominent. They're getting heavily pushed in the US especially. And there are more, I'm trying to think of the word. There are more countries that care about their people than the US. And so they do more studies and they halt everything that they're doing to make sure that it's okay, rather than just pushing something they have no idea what the consequences are. And so, yes, there are different studies outside the US that are being done, and people don't like to credit them because they're not done in the US. They have this going on. Okay, what do we have going on in the US? Because I've looked at, I think I know for sure Europe is one of the studies that I looked at, and I think China is the other one. And both of them have come to the same type of conclusion. GMOs feed cancer inside of your body. They are not safe for consumption the way that we are pushing them out. And also, we're feeding animals GMOs. And so these animals are so sick, and you're consuming the same animal that eats these GMOs. You're going to be sick too. There is no way that an animal that you eat can be sick and you don't ingest that sickness, because you're eating what they eat. That's the same thing when you eat fish and you cut open a fish and you gut them, you get ready to prepare them. If you cook fish from fresh and you're cooking them from going and getting them and cutting them yourself, if they just eat a fish, the fish is going to be inside of them. So think about the fact that they're sitting there eating these crops. They're sitting there eating these things, digesting it, constantly intaking this. And if you eat pigs, they don't sweat. If you eat any kind of pig meat, any pork, they don't sweat. And so think about the fact that an animal that does not sweat, and we all know what sweat does, and if you do not know, sweat is your way of releasing. That is one of your release pathways. When you are sweating, you are releasing toxins. So an animal that can consume and digest anything, because we know pigs can eat anything and they're fed anything, because at the end of the day, as long as they're getting fat, that's all that matters. And you eat that pork, what do you think is going on inside of your body? That animal has never sweated a day in its life. What do you think is going on inside of your body when you eat that pork? Why do you think you're sitting there talking about, oh, I don't know why my stomach is hurting. Oh, I ate all that meat and now my feet are swole. Oh, my hands and my toes are swole. Oh, I just don't feel good. I wonder why. That animal probably didn't feel good either. It doesn't sweat. You're not meant to eat it. This is deeper than just, obviously nothing is deeper than spiritual, but this is deeper than you just sitting here like, well, I don't believe what you believe. But you have to understand, you have to put two and two together. If an animal is sitting here not sweating, and you know the purpose of sweat for yourself, why do you think it's okay for you to consume that animal? And you're told scripturally, if you are a spiritual person, you should not be eating pork. There is no, everything was made clean when Yehoshua HaMashiach came to the earth and he cleansed. There is none of that. There's none of that. Because in the same argument, you love to sit here, and thank you for the follow, you sit here and love to argue about the fact that they tell you that it's okay for you to eat meat in the Bible, but it also tells you you shouldn't be eating pork. So make it make sense. The whole picking and choosing is absolutely ridiculous. And we're picking and choosing by not choosing. You're picking your own battle by not choosing. That whole I'm on the fence half line is not going to work, especially the way that we are going with these agendas, because we all, since these celebrities start promoting it, because I've been knowing since 2020, but these celebrities have started promoting the 2025 agenda, the 2024 agenda, the 2030 agenda. They're starting to talk about it. So now y'all are sitting here like, oh my goodness, like it's something new. They've been pushing this. They've been doing this. You're just now finding out. They're just now ready to really tell you and expose it to you. And they're not going to mention it again. They're going to sprinkle it here and there, but they're not going to mention it again. So when it happens around 2025, 2027, 2030, you're going to be shocked again. You're going to be like, oh, they did what? GMOs are causing what? We no longer have any real meat at fast food. All the fast food are GMO. But they've been telling you since what? I think the bill passed in 2021, 2022, that they don't have to tell you that your meat is GMO in fast food and restaurants anymore. They don't have to tell you. Or they never had to tell you. They started making GMOs and experimenting in 2019. They came out with that law, and now they don't have to tell you that your fast food and your restaurant meat is GMO. And since they don't have to tell you, what do you think they've been serving you? Because I promise you, they're not serving you the best quality of meat, because at the end of the day, they need to cut costs and they want profit. And so realize the fact that, like, in order for you to transform and to support your body, it starts with the lifestyle that you have. And the lifestyle that you have looks like what kind of habits you have. If you have terrible habits, your lifestyle is going to be terrible. You're going to be unhealthy. If you have habits that promote your lifestyle of being healthy and supporting your body, you're going to feel good. You're going to have less inflammation. You're going to lower the inflammation in your body, which lowers your risk of a disease. And I'm speaking as somebody who was sitting here that literally was over 200 pounds, was going as low as 190. That was the lowest that I could get, and was suffering. I had knee pain in 5th grade. I had developed asthma by high school, and nobody in my family has asthma. I had anxiety. I was having panic attacks. I was sitting there going in and out of depression episodes. I was so toxic on the inside because of the foods that I was consuming, and not realizing how toxic the foods that I was eating. I was not realizing how toxic I was on the inside because it was all built up. And so as I sat there and started in 2020 doing my research and educating myself and understanding what I was doing to my body, shifting my habits, because I had plenty of time to sit there in the house and be bored in the house like everybody else was. And as I started to see the transformation, I realized the fact that this ramen, hot chips, these Takis, and all these hot fries, me sitting here eating these different type of cereals, me enjoying my Chips Ahoy and my Oreos, was keeping me inflamed. And there are so many different alternatives that don't have toxic ingredients that I can still go out and buy and not have to make it at home myself. And when I do want something that's not on the shelf that has good ingredients, because sometimes I have to make it, you have to go home and make it, and that's okay. It's not going to hurt you to make something from scratch. It's not going to hurt you to learn how to support your body. It's not going to hurt you to skip out on that ramen. It's not going to hurt you to skip out on that. I'm going to specify the top ramen you put in the microwave. It's not going to hurt you to sit there and have to cook a meal, or to go out and find something that's actually going to support you, and not just sit here and go to McDonald's and Burger King and Sonic and go to Red Robin's and sit here and go to your Chili's and Cheddar's and all these different chain restaurants, because they are not feeding you top quality food. Yeah, it tastes good. Yeah, it tastes good. But if you're suffering from something, if you are sitting here wanting to live a lifestyle, avoiding diseases, avoiding illnesses, not sitting here being sick and mentally ill, you're going to have to change your habits, because everything is getting worse. Nothing is getting better. And so I'm speaking as somebody who has lost over 40 pounds and was suffering from toxin buildup, was sitting there literally so imbalanced and inflamed, and did not know how to support our body, did not know what to do to help her body. My lifestyle has completely shifted, and so has my life, so has my habits, and so has my health. And that's all because I decided that I wanted to start supporting myself. I wanted better for myself. I didn't deserve to be sitting here having illness and disease going on inside of my body at such a young age. I didn't deserve to be sitting here going in and out of panic attacks over nothing, because literally I had no discerning thoughts, because I was so malnourished. Because we don't even realize how malnourished we are, because we feed into this culture of thinking that if I'm eating meat and I'm eating dairy, I'm supported. But in reality, if you're not eating fruits and vegetables on a regular basis, if you don't know how to healthily fast and cleanse and reset your body, you are not healthy. If you think taking a supplement or a dietary supplement, or you taking any prescription or medication is the way for you to be healthy and supporting your body, you have been misled, and you are harming yourself. You are built up with toxins. And so we have to understand that the benefits that come from you shifting these habits that you have that are terrible literally outweigh any complaint that you have. any thought that you have when it comes to I can't eat this anymore. Because I was there. I was once there that I was like, oh my goodness, I can't have marshmallows anymore. Oh my goodness, I can't eat top ramen that goes in the microwave anymore. I can't go out and I just can't go to McDonald's anymore. I stopped going to McDonald's beforehand, so I'm not even going to act like I was still eating McDonald's. I stopped eating McDonald's way before I even switched my lifestyle because I got super, super sick from McDonald's. But once I started to realize that there is no lack in this lifestyle, everything that I want to make and I want to eat can be made either in a plant-based form by myself, or there are plenty of restaurants that make plant-based foods. They don't have toxic, terrible ingredients. And if they do, let's say, cook it in something that has soy or it has all this, they will work with you because they understand the lifestyle. But when you're going to these chain restaurants, Chili's, you're going to McDonald's, you're going to Burger King, they could care less. They're underpaid, overworked, and don't care about your health. They don't even care about their own health. So when are you going to realize the fact that if you can't support yourself and take care of yourself and show your self-love with the things that you're consuming, the products that you're using to remove toxins from your life, you truly don't have enough self-love. That you truly aren't showing yourself enough love. And it's showing through your actions and your habits. It's not me just sitting here judging you. It's showing through what you're doing. Because I love myself enough to sit there and say, I'm not going to sit here and go to McDonald's because it literally made me sick. I'm done going to McDonald's. I sat there and I said to myself, I'm not going to keep eating dairy because it throws off my internal balance. It makes me sick. And it's not, actually, it's harming my bones. It's not giving me strong bones. It's making your bones brittle. I started to realize that this weight fluctuation is not just linked to my family and how my family is, because I was a small child. But as I got older, I kept getting bigger. And I realized the fact that the reason why I was so small as a child was because of how active I was. Because if I wasn't as active as I was, I would have been just as big then too. In reality, the habits that I've had have been so imbalanced for so long. That's the reason why I couldn't get under 190, and I had weight fluctuation all the way up to 220s. That's the reason why that I literally was sitting there having anxiety attacks, panic attacks, sitting there in depression episodes, in and out at least once or twice a month. Never going to a therapist because I knew it wasn't therapy that I needed. I just couldn't pinpoint what it was. And when I did pinpoint what it was an eye-opener. I was like, wow, it's because I've been so malnourished and I've been so imbalanced with my habits all my life. And it's going to go over a lot of people's heads, and I understand that. But I'm here to speak to the people that are ready for a change, and they know that they're ready for healing and they're ready for help. Because if you are ready for support and help in the lifestyle of being healthier, it starts with you getting back to the basics and understanding how to use food as your medicine. Food should be used as medicine and fuel, not something just to fill your stomach and make it day by day. Yes, everybody has a comfort meal. Yes, I still have comfort meals. But I don't sit there and eat meat and dairy as my comfort. I don't sit there and go grab a tub of ice cream that's full of inflammatory dairy and soy and all these other ingredients and think that that's something that's going to help me feel good on the inside. What helps me feel good on the inside is going to my fridge or my snack or whatever else, my little snack corner, going and getting some fruits and vegetables, pairing me some blueberries, some almond butter, and some type of seeds, because I usually like to use like my pumpkin seeds or whatever, and putting that together and having that as a snack. That makes me feel good, and it makes me feel full without over consuming. And then I also don't feel bad afterwards because I ate a whole bunch of crap. And then when I do decide, let's say that I do want to go get me some cookies or whatever, I know how to limit and I know how to get moderation because I reset my habits. I started to support myself with the habits that I have. So I no longer sit here and overconsume crap. I no longer sit here and poison myself with toxic ingredients. And so now my chemical balance has reset itself, so I can make a discerning thought to say, hey, that's enough. Put those chips down. You're eating too much. Hey, you're actually full, because that's what it means when you're burping. It's not making more room. Burping means that you are done. You are full. Your body said that's enough. Hey, you've been eating for 5 minutes straight and you wolfed this down. Take a breath. Because eating in 15 minutes or less, that's American culture. There are so, especially Europe. I'm going to speak on Europe alone because Europe right there I know, and I think China too. Europe, they spend hours eating with each other and in a setting. They literally get mandatory lunch breaks. They spend a couple of hours eating lunch. Here in America, we eat 15 minutes or less. You can literally turn on a 10-minute YouTube video and you'll be done. You'll be done with your food. That's not okay. That's the reason why when you sit there and you eat so quickly and you're like, oh my goodness, why am I still hungry? Because your brain didn't even process as you were eating, and your stomach, you can't digest that fast. So your brain is still saying, hey, you're hungry. So what does it do? It triggers the signal to say, your stomach is growling. Oh, I'm still hungry. I didn't eat enough. I don't feel that sensation of being over full, so I need to eat some more. You didn't give your brain enough time to even process to say, hey, you did good. You ate enough. That's straight. And that's all because of the habits that we have. We've been taught these habits all of our life, and it's time for us to reprogram them. Reparent your habits so that you are supporting yourself in your big old age. Because if you are out here producing children like a lot of people are, and you haven't even reparented your own habits that you know are terrible for you, or you're just now coming to that realization, or you know that you have toxic habits and you're just dealing with it, you're not supporting yourself in healing that, though. You're not changing it, because dealing with it is not changing. Managing something is not changing. Managing a disease or an illness going on inside of your body is not changing. Managing is keeping it alive. If you're managing high blood pressure, if you're managing heart disease, you're not supporting your body. You're keeping it alive inside of you and allowing it to move somewhere else to manifest another type of illness, manifest some other disease, manifest some other issue or malfunction inside of your body. Your brain is not functioning at its full capacity to help your other systems because your gut balance is off. If your gut is off, your brain is off. They are connected. They are one. If your brain's chemical balance is off, your gut is going to be off, which that means counteractive. Everything else in your system is going to be off. It's time for you to realize that you need to support your body. And if you want to start supporting your body, it all looks like you understanding how to remove toxins from your life. Understand that the foods that you were eating is poisoning you. And it's okay to not realize that beforehand. But now, what are we going to do to support ourselves and change? That's what we need to get to this point of us understanding that it's crucial for our health, the way that society is going, the way that life is going. And it's crucial for us to understand the fact that this inflammation is causing the illness. It's not families. It's not family heritage. It's not you sitting there inheriting it. It's literally you feeding inflammation with toxins every single day. Because you sit there and you eat all this crap. And I was one of those people. I was one of those people that ate a whole bunch of crap. I'm speaking from a person that literally shifted my lifestyle, and I've been plant-based for over 3.5 years. It's going on 4. I think it's a couple of months because it's October. It was my 4-year anniversary. And so I've been plant-based for that long. And I can tell you, there is no lack in this lifestyle. And if you understand how to educate yourself to get in the space, there is no struggle either. You can get into the space of being plant-based without struggling. You can do it with ease. It's going to take time for you to adjust to stop craving the things that you currently eat. But there are plenty of alternatives that can get you to the space of saying, okay, I don't have to eat Chips Ahoy anymore. Because guess what? Simple Truth makes cookies. And they make Oreo cookies and they make regular cookies, just for you to understand how there are so many healthy alternatives. There are so many different ways for you to make cookies from scratch at home without eggs, without dairy. There are many different ways for you to be able to bake if you love to bake, if you love to cook. You can make every single thing that you love in a plant-based form without all the inflammation, without all the toxins, without all the additives. Because that's all they're doing all day long is feeding you additives and toxins and fillers. And these throw off your gut balance. They throw off your health. And you don't realize that they are literally poisoning you. It's poison. Toxins are slow poisons. And you don't deserve to be slowly poisoning yourself. Would you be sitting here every single day consuming a little bit of rat poison? No, because we know what happens when you do that. Because plenty of people have done that to others. It's shown in all these TV shows. Would you be sitting here slowly consuming bleach every single day knowing it's poisoning you? Well, guess what? You do. That's a plot twist. You don't know that you're consuming bleach, but if you eat things like baby carrots, they soak those in chlorine. That's bleach. If you sit here and you eat white bread, you eat Jiffy bread, you eat all this Wonder Bread, you eat these different breads that have bleached flour in it, That's bleach. Like it literally says it in the name, bleached flour. If you're eating cookies, if you're eating snacks, and it uses bleached flour, that's bleach. So explain to me how that's any different than you going in there, getting a tiny little capful, mixing it in with your meal, and eating your rice and beans. I'll wait, because I don't see any difference. I'll wait. And I love seeing the people that come in here and they comment their piece really quickly and then they leave. Because it's like, I'm speaking straight facts. I'm hitting, what is it? What is it called? What is it? I'm hitting the nail on the head. Like, you have to understand that you need to be supporting your body and your systems. And if you do not know how to do that for yourself, I'm here to support you and to help you. Because it's so easy for you to get into the space of starting to adapt a new lifestyle, being healthier, and to repair the terrible habits that you have, and to start reprogramming your mind to understand how they have literally been poisoning us. And they tell you, because literally on that package, when it says bleached flour, what do you think and how do you think they bleached the flour? Like, it's just literally like, come on, like, let's use our heads, please, and start understanding how to reduce inflammation and to detoxify our body, because we deserve better and we know we want better. I've never met a person that is sitting there suffering and doesn't say, I know I need to change. I don't want to keep dealing with this. I'm tired of going back and forth to the doctor. I'm tired of taking a prescription. But it's very rare for me to see somebody who actually does something about it and changes their lifestyle. I usually only see that on the internet when somebody's giving you their whole rundown of how they ate fruits for a month and boom, they got rid of cancer. They ate fruits for a month and boom, they no longer have any diabetes or inflammation going on inside their body. Now they no longer have high blood pressure. They're no longer on their insulin. I hear so many success stories of how people have healed their body using the tips and the lifestyle that I live. And I'm one of those people as well. I no longer suffer from asthma. I have no asthma. I have not had an inhaler. I have not re-upped my inhaler. I have not gone to the doctor and talked about that inhaler. Only reason why I haven't been to the doctor in a minute, because I'm not saying don't go to the doctor, is because my doctor retired. But even before she retired, I wasn't getting a new inhaler because I switched my lifestyle. I haven't taken any type of menstrual medications. I haven't taken any birth control. I haven't taken any, pain relieving, because I had terrible, painful menstrual cycles every single month. I haven't taken a prescription in forever. Now, I'm not saying that my menstrual cycle is painless, but it's way less than what it was. And it's getting better by the month. I'm literally, because I have learned how to cycle, sync, and support my body. And a lot of women don't know that because we haven't been taught these things. I have taught myself how to support my body when I know that my weight is fluctuating and I've gotten to a space that maybe I've gained a little weight, maybe I'm losing weight, to recognize that and realize and understand and to reassess what habits have I had that is causing my weight to fluctuate. Have I cleansed lately? Is that why I'm losing weight? Have I not cleansed lately? Is that why I'm not losing weight? I understand how to support my body fully and totally. And that's the reason why I don't have to take any medications. I don't have to take prescriptions. I don't have to use and adapt diet culture, because diet culture does not support you. Literally break the word in two. Diet. Who is it? Who are they telling to die? Like, that's really just simple as that. Break that word down. I do not like that word. That's why I say lifestyle change. Because if you think about it, the way diet culture is, it's so unstable. They're telling you when you go to Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers to eat all these foods that still have toxins in them. Because I know people that are on the programs, they tell you like, oh, I can eat this because it's this many points. Yes, you're calorie counting and you're calorie restricting, but you don't realize the fact that you're still sitting there eating citric acid. You're still eating crap with titanium dioxide in it. You're still eating stuff that has sodium phosphate. You're poisoning yourself. And when you were sitting there slowly poisoning yourself with the foods that you eat every single day, where do you think that is leading you to? You said, can you give an example, or do you have a meal plan we can get? I have, you said, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Elle. How are you? I have different, I was on a spiel. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. You said, plan we can get. I have multiple different things. So I am working on right now, it's in the works of a plant-based cookbook for beginners. I do have that. I'm very excited. I have not finished because I have so many different things that I want to add in there, and I have to like get myself to like calm down because I'll just do a whole bunch of different things. Yes, I do. I have a plant-based cookbook that is coming out. I was trying to have it done by the end of the month. I'm still banking on that, but I just want to make sure I touch all the bases that like I know that I needed in the beginning without overdoing it. So like I'm going to tweak it and make sure that if it is done by the end of the month, it's going to be prepared and ready, that I'm not going to have to do any corrections. But if it's not done by the end of the month, I do have a pre-sale for it. And if you're on my email list, you'll know. I feel like this is like really high, but you'll know. If you get on my email list, you'll know. But I also do, since I've been talking about cleansing and resetting and releasing toxins, I do have a cleansing bundle. It's a cleansing detoxing bundle that is supporting your body fully. And it supports you in gut health. It supports your anti-inflammatory, your gut health. It's 7 books total, so I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Fruits and vegetable cleansing. Let me pull it up actually so I don't miss any of them, because I feel like I always forget one. Like there's always one that I'm like, oh, what was that one? Okay, so it's guide to detoxing, which is using your fruits and vegetables for detoxing. Gut cleansing. There's microplastic detoxing. There is heavy metal detoxing. You have your anti-inflammatory help, your fasting and understanding how to fast effectively and correctly, as well as your template guide. And that's going to give you like your guide for you to be able to go shopping and your grocery list to understand how to break that down, and for you to be able to, what else is in there? I'm trying to think. It's the templates. It has the fruits and vegetables. It gives you examples of what I did, and then gives you your own. And then I think it also has some others in there. I can't think off the top of my head. I don't have that exact thing open. But it's a bunch of templates that get you to the space of you realizing how easy it can be. And just setting you up so that when you are cleansing, so you are resetting, and you're not having to worry about how do I do this? How do I keep going? Because that's the last thing you want to do in that space of you doing something that is new for your body, because this is not something that you're going to do like diet culture where it's momentary. You do it for a month, you quit for 6 months, you quit for 7 months. This is something that I do every single month, or at least every other month if I don't do it every single month. Like I try to do it at least once a month. Sometimes I even get it, and I'm not going to say twice. Like I might do it where like it's a week, break a day, do it for a couple more days kind of situation. But I know how to do it effectively because I cycle sync, as well as I understand what benefits I get around certain times, and I understand how to support myself in just, I wanted to say resetting. That's really what I want to say, and just resetting, because you have to reset. You can't consistently and constantly consume every single day. All day. If you eat 3 meals a day and snacks, that's eating all day. You can't do that every single day and then expect your body to not be backed up. That's what a lot of people do not understand. You are backed up. If you eat 3 meals, if you eat 2 meals a day, you are backed up. Regardless of how much you're going back and forth to the bathroom, if you drink a lot of water, you have to understand that your body can only do so much digesting when you're eating heavy meals. When you're eating meat and dairy, when it's inflamed, when your gut biome is not at its correct pH. All of these things affect you. And so we have to get to the space of supporting our body correctly and knowing how to do it correctly. And so if you want that, and you want to learn how to do these things for yourself, if you want, maybe you want a tailored strategy for yourself, if you want to work with me specifically, I do one-on-ones. I also have that cleansing bundle that I just mentioned, and I'm coming out with a plant-based cookbook. There are so many different ways for you to educate yourself on supporting yourself and learning how to get back to the basics of you healing, because your body is a healing vessel and you deserve to be healing. And if you want that for yourself, all the links are in my social media bios. My TikTok one is not clickable, but you can screenshot it and then open the link. Or you can go to my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube. If you are watching this later on my YouTube, because I do post all of my lives on YouTube, you can go on ahead and leave me a comment if you have any questions. I will take questions in the chat right now if you guys have any questions before I get off of here, because I am going to go to the store, because I got to go to the store. But I want to allow you to, 1, understand how to support your body, and then 2, understand how you can heal and release all the toxins that you've been putting inside of your body for as long as it has. And Understand that healing is for everyone. It's just a matter of you going and getting it. You can educate yourself for years on end, like I've been doing it, like I've been doing, because there's plenty of other people that have done the same. Or if you want exactly what I've done in an easier light, in an easier space, and for you to be able to just step into the lifestyle of you changing completely and getting into a plant-based lifestyle without all the questions and having to do it all yourself, that's when you can work with me and I can support you and give you everything that I have so that you can be in this space, because it's almost 4 years for me now, and I will not go back to the lifestyle that I was living before. I will not go back to poisoning myself and knowing that I'm poisoning myself. And when I figured out that I was poisoning myself in the space in 2020, I slowly started changing my habits. Yes, I didn't go plant-based exactly, but once I realized that like no amount of cutting stuff out without realizing what all the meat and the dairy and everything else was doing, minus the processed foods, eliminating processed foods, I had to realize that I had to cut all of the crap out. It's not just a momentary fix of sitting here thinking the diet culture is going to support me by sitting here restricting this 1 minute, restricting this the next minute, swapping back and forth. That makes you imbalanced and it does not support you. You say, yes, a simple guide to follow would help so much. Yes, and that's what I do. I try to simplify everything, to break it down so that the most, I'm not trying to say it, but like the most unaware person of this lifestyle can get into it with ease, no issue, can rather say, wow, that was so easy for me to understand. And if you were in the space where, I don't know what your lifestyle is currently right now, but if somebody is in the chat and you want to go plant-based and you know that that's going to support you, and you understand that like vegan products are not going to support you, but going plant-based will, I do have a program that is either you can opt into 6 weeks or 12 weeks. And that program will support you and literally walk you straight through how to transform your lifestyle to being plant-based and get away from all the crap that you have currently, and supporting you in not only the foods that you were eating and understanding how to make them for yourself, but to also get away from the toxic ingredients that you're having with the products that you're using. And I show you how I make my own body wash. I make my own toothpaste, my own mouthwash. I make my own perfumes. I use a natural deodorant that is not the crap that you get at the store that you're like, that doesn't work. I literally use something that is derived from cane sugar, and it has no smell, and it eliminates odors, and it's natural deodorant. And I've been using that for I think I've been using that for I've been plant-based for over 3.5 years, so it's probably been about like 3 years, because it took me some time to get to the products aspect. I started with the food first because it's all a process and step by step. And so through that 6 or 12-week program, depending on which one you choose, because obviously 6 weeks is accelerated, we're not going to be able to break everything down as deeply as we do is the 12 weeks. And so when you get into the space of the 12-week program, if you were in the 6-week program, you do get to opt into the 12-week when your 6 weeks ends, and you'll just pay the difference. But the 12-week is literally me walking you through it. And there's going to be workshops with me. There's going to be one-on-ones with me. You're going to have at least 2 one-on-ones that are going to support you, as well as the workshops that are going to support you in making the products. And I'm not going to say I'm thinking about it. I'm going to have different master classes that will also support you in between there too, because you truly need, you don't know what to ask. You know what I mean? Like, you know how when you were in class, when you were a child, because I'm not in class anymore, but like, you know, when you were in class, when you were like, I don't know what I don't know in that situation. Does that make sense? Because that's how I was. I was always like, I didn't know what I didn't know, so I don't know what to ask. And so now that I'm in the space of like, I know all these different things, and I know the questions to ask, and I know what was challenging for me, and I've been through the whole trial and error process of all the stumbling blocks. It's like, I know what people are suffering from, and I know what people are sitting there dealing with, and they don't know how to support themselves, and they feel stuck. I know, because I was once there. I didn't necessarily feel stuck with the food aspect, but I did get into a pattern of consistently just eating the same thing, because I was like, I don't know what else to make. I don't know what else to do, so I'm just going to eat this. I'm just going to throw this together. I'm going to go to Kroger, and I'm going to go get me something out of the frozen section. I was eating plant-based pizzas at the time, or vegan pizzas at the time. But when I started to go plant-based and started to actually understand how to read my ingredients and read my labels and know what it means, I flipped that pizza box around, and I tell you, I have not purchased any of those pizzas since the first time I flipped the box around and looked at the ingredients, and I put that on sale. Literally, when I started reading those ingredients, it literally hurts me to sit there and look at it and purchase it, knowing I'm spending my hard-earned money on some toxins. Like, why would I want to eat that? Why would you want to eat that? Like, it makes no sense. So that's what I've been trying to figure out lately. A deodorant. I've been using witch hazel. Yeah, no, because nobody wants to be stinky. Like, let's just be honest. And we all love our smell goods. Now, my perfume is not going to be prominent and heavy like the one is when you go to Pink and you get that basics that everybody has. I still has it. I have it over here on the shelf because I need to do something. I'm going to do something with all the toxic chemicals that I still have that I have not thrown away, that have just been sitting there, because I want to prove a point. I want to make you see how toxic this is, whether it's a video or a masterclass. I really want it to be a masterclass because I feel like that's something that, like, if you are ready, you're going to sit there, you're going to tap in, and you're going to realize. But I want everyone to understand that, like, you're spending your hard-earned money with people that poison you, and they know that they're poisoning you. So why not spend your hard-earned money with companies that don't support you and don't poison you and don't lie to you on these labels? Because you're sitting there eating these animals that tell you non-GMO, grass-fed, but they still feed their animals GMOs. Yes, the animal's not GMO, but they're still feeding these animals GMO. They get around all of these loopholes with our food industry. They get around it. And they can lie to you on these labels legally. It might not be right, but it is legal. Start questioning more. Start understanding what you're doing to your body. I'm not seeing any questions, so I hope that everybody has an amazing, amazing rest of their day. What's today? Tuesday? You just gonna have to get on my email list to know when I go live, because I'll say I'll be on tomorrow and I won't. So I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow. But for sure, like I always say, I try to always get on every single Friday. If I don't get on for the rest of the week, I always try to get on Fridays. But if you are on my email list, you get plant-based tips, you get facts, and you also get to know when I go live. You get to know when my YouTube videos are posted. And yeah, you just gain more access to me all the time, because if TikTok goes down or they take it away or whatever else, that's how you'll know where I'm at, because I'll be on there. Because before I was here on TikTok, before I could go live, I was on Instagram. And so when I was on Instagram, people would all go live because they were on my social media, my email list for the people that were following me on TikTok. And so that's just the way for you to make sure that you stay accessible to me and I stay accessible to you. And if you have any questions, because I have not said this, feel free to DM me. You can always ask me any question. Don't feel like just because I sell products and I have different programs and things like that, that you can't ask me a question, because I'm going to answer. I want to help you heal. I'm not here for a money grab. The money is a plus, because yes, all the education and the work that I do, you'll see why. When you buy something from me, you'll see why. Because you'll be like, this girl gave me quality content and everything. But I want you to understand that, like, I'm not here for a money grab. I'm here to help you understand healing, because you deserve healing. Because the Most High has given us healing for a reason. Our body is designed to heal for a reason. And so we deserve more and we deserve better. We don't deserve to be sitting here being poisoned every single day because we believe these people that are supposed to be supporting us and supposed to be taking care of us. We shouldn't be sitting here being poisoned. And it's not your fault. But it needs to be our mission to teach ourselves and the future generations that healing is possible, and we deserve to be healing, and we deserve to be supporting our body and know how to live to support our body, and to use food as medicine, not as just something to fill our stomachs. So I hope that you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. Don't forget, like I said, follow me on all my other socials, just in case they do take TikTok, because even though they're not talking about it, it probably still will happen. Who knows? Because they're wild. This world is wild. But I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day. I hope that you all have an amazing, amazing rest of your day.